effective in providing pain relief, they do not address the underlying cause of the pain. The good news is, you do not have to suffer from chronic pain. There are dozens of alternatives to opioid painkillers, from non-addictive medicines to physical therapies to nutrition and many more. Ask your doctor about non-opioid options and take control of your pain management today with alternative treatments. We encourage you to find ways to safely manage your pain and take charge of your own health. Pain isn't a choice, but how you treat it could be.
Visit cssnv.org to learn more. This message funded by a grant through the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Wake up with a CW and start your day with the Wagners.
Catch top stories, traffic, weather, and have a little fun, too.
Weekday mornings at 8 on the CW Las Vegas, Channel 33, Cox Cable 6.
Breaking news, top stories, your weather authority, and sports. We have it all in a fast-paced 30-minute newscast, so you can stay informed and get going with what's next. Watch the CW News at 10.
The NFC North is highlighted for your primetime Sunday night football listening experience as the Chicago Bears roll into Green Bay to take on the Packers. Can the Bears show some teeth and actually win? Listen in Sunday at 4:30 on ESPN Las Vegas.
This is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Here's Jim Basquill.
Hey, news from the SportsCenter All Night Nation. Just hit us up on the Dr. Pepper call-in line at 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. And there are plenty of interesting storylines from college football early on in this season. We're back with SportsCenter All Night with more hoops. This time, the NBA and off the court. Suns Vice Chairman Jam Najafi has called for team owner Robert Sarver to resign, saying there should be zero tolerance for lewd, misogynistic, and racist conduct in any workplace. Sarver was suspended for 1 year, fined $10 million by the NBA on Tuesday. A 10-month investigation showed the Suns owner had used racist language, made sexually suggestive comments to employees, and had bullying tendencies. LeBron James said the league didn't do enough to penalize Sarver. Stephen A. Smith on First Take.
Based on the reports and based on the things that we've seen and heard, I definitely don't think he should be an owner in the National Basketball Association. And I can tell you right now, with CP3 and LeBron James, again, their heart's in the right place. I don't have any disagreement with what they said. I'm just saying the timing of it should have and could have been earlier, because had that been the case, who knows what kind of punishment would have been handed down. It might have been stiffer, which would have appeased a lot more people than it has.
You're listening to SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I'm Jim Basquill from baseball. The Tampa Bay Rays started an unprecedented 9 Latin American players in their lineup Thursday on Roberto Clemente Day. Clemente, the late Hall of Fame outfielder from Puerto Rico, was a 2-time World Series winner, National League MVP, who played 18 seasons with the Pirates, exactly 3,000 hits. The Rays' 9 starters are from 5 countries: Colombia, Cuba, Mexico, Venezuela, and the Dominican Republic. And let's just say they put a beat down on the Blue Jays.
Yandy waits the pitch. Swing and a long drive to left field. This was on its way to the Toronto bullpen. Gone! 3-run homer. Yandy Diaz. And it's 4-0 Rays.
That's 620 WDAE. Yandy Diaz, a 3-run shot. They rout Toronto 11-0, pulled within a half game of the Blue Jays in the wild card chase. Activated off the injured list after missing the previous 15.
Here comes the 0-2. And there's a line drive out into left, and it is gone. They've gone back.
Because had that been the case, who knows what kind of punishment would have been handed down. It might have been stiffer, which would have appeased a lot more people than it has.
You're listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I'm Jim Baswell from baseball. The Tampa Bay Rays started an unprecedented 9 Latin American players in their lineup Thursday on Roberto Clemente Day. Clemente, the late Hall of Fame outfielder from Puerto Rico, was a 2-time World Series winner, National League MVP, who played 18 seasons with the Pirates, exactly 3,000 hits. The Rays' 9 starters are from 5 countries: Colombia, Cuba, Mexico, Venezuela, and the Dominican Republic. And let's just say they put a beatdown on the Blue Jays.
Yandy waits the pitch. Swing and a long drive to left field. This was on its way to the Toronto bullpen. Gone! 3-run homer, Yandy Diaz, and it's 4-0 Rays.
That's 620 WDAE. Yandy Diaz, a 3-run shot. They rout Toronto 11-0, pull within a half game of the Blue Jays in the wild card chase. Activated off the injured list after missing the previous 15. Shane McClanahan, 5 shutout frames, allowed 3 hits while fanning 5. It's getting tighter in the Central.
Here comes the 0-2. And there's a line drive out into left, and it is gone! They've gone back-to-back. 3-0. How about an 0-2 home run for Andrew Vaughn, his team leading 16.
Yeah, how about it, ESPN 1000? Chicago had 5 home runs, cutting Cleveland's lead in the Central to 3 games following their 8-2 win. Elvis Andrews saying he expected the first-place Guardians to crumble the closer we get. Lance Lynn, 6 1/3. The right-hander, 5-0 in his last 7 starts. Cleveland's winning streak halted at 6. Meantime, Carlos Correa and Nick Gordon went deep. Minnesota beating KC 3-2 to sweep that series, so the Twins pull within 4 games of first place. Cleveland in the West, let's just say there's a wide margin.
The pitch. Breaking ball hit well to left field. Does it have enough? It does! A 2-run shot by Aledmys Diaz.
Diaz with a runner aboard, as heard on KBME 790 AM. Houston beating Oakland 5-2. That's their 5th straight win at 94-50. The AL leaders' magic number to clinch a postseason spot is down to 1. To the National League, Mets president Sandy Alderson will step down at the conclusion of the search for his successor. He'll become a special advisor to owner Steve Cohen. He served as the Mets GM from 2011 to 2018. On the field, New York coming off being swept in a 3-game series for the first time this season.
Lindor is wearing special cleats tonight, designed just for this day, Roberto Clemente Day, and his gloves as well. The first pitch, he rips one to right, way back toward the Coca-Cola corner. It's gone. Home run, Francisco Lindor. A line drive rocket straight down the right field line into the second deck. The Mets have taken a 4-1 lead.
That's Wayne Randazzo on WCBS on Roberto Clemente Day. Francisco Lindor and Carlos Carrasco pushed the Mets past the Pirates 7-1. The Pirates being Clemente's former team. Lindor's 24th home run set a Mets season record for shortstops, long balls in a season. Carrasco fanned 11 in 6 frames. New York moved a full game ahead of idle Atlanta. Lindor on going yard on Roberto Clemente Day.
Special. It's great. Just a day like today that we are remembering him and honoring him, that I was able to do one of the many things he did, and come up with a W, which I'm sure he's happy.
3-2 runners go. De La Cruz drives one way back, left center, AutoNation Alley. Goodbye! A 3-run homer for Brian De La Cruz. And the Marlins go up 4-0.
As 940 WINZ, Brian De La Cruz went deep, knocked in 4. Miami passed Philadelphia 5-3 despite Kyle Schwarber's NL leading 38th home run. Meantime, Cincinnati besting St. Louis 3-2. Albert Pujols still at .697 career. Diamondbacks blanked the Padres 4-0. San Diego's lead for that final wild card down to a game and a half over Milwaukee. Coming up, KC fends off LA to kick off week 2 in the NFL. That's next. This is ESPN Radio.
Hey, it's Greeny and Pat.